Everyone talks about getting rich, but let me ask you something. Can you spot who's actually real or those just out here faking it? Oh, and news flash. It's not the guy flashing Rolexes and driving a rented Lambo every Saturday night. Nope. It's the person you'd never expect. The one in the $20 Walmart t-shirt pushing a 10-year-old Toyota while secretly stacking a fat six-figure portfolio. That is exactly what I call stealth wealth. The art of being rich without anyone having a clue. And trust me, in a world where people flex their fake lifestyles like it's a full-time job on Instagram, the real power move is quietly building wealth while everyone else is busy chasing clout. Look, my goal for this video is to arm you with 15 stealth wealth strategies for everyday people, so you can build a fortune while flying under the radar. And just to make things clear, if you think that means you have to be cheap, frugal, or boring, think again. That's not what I'm trying to explain to you, so let's not get it twisted. There's an art to playing this game. I believe this is one of the most important videos in our Stealth Wealth series, because when you finish watching, you'll know exactly how to grow your money without looking like you have any. So let's dive in. Number 15, dress like a nobody, but think like a millionaire. You know who wears Gucci belts, $5,000 suits, and designer sneakers? Broke people trying to look rich. Real wealth doesn't need validation. That's why actual millionaires dress like they don't care, because they don't. Just look at a guy like Warren Buffett, probably worth more than entire countries, yet his outfits scream "Daddy at Home Depot." So what exactly is the move? Invest in timeless quality basics instead of loud, overpriced logos. You want to look put together, not like a walking billboard for luxury brands. And speaking of blending in, let's talk about your ride. Because what you drive says a lot about how smart, or how broke, you are. Number 14, drive a reliable and boring car. Nothing screams, "Look at me, I'm trying to be somebody," like a $90,000 BMW with a 72-month loan. Meanwhile, the guy who just bought his second rental property, he's probably driving a 2013 Honda Accord with 200,000 miles on it, laughing all the way to the bank. So here's the stealth wealth move. Instead of wasting cash on expensive car payments, drive a reliable car that's paid off. Use the extra money to invest in assets, not liabilities. But what about your home? Because if you think stealth wealth means buying the biggest mansion on the block, think again. Number 13, live beneath your means without looking cheap. This is one of the most important points, and unfortunately, it's also one of the most common mistakes I see young entrepreneurs making almost every single day. You need to understand this clearly. Flexing with a McMansion isn't just expensive. It's an open invitation for people to count your money. Smart, stealthy millionaires, they live in normal neighborhoods in houses they can afford. Because financial security is way more valuable than a giant mortgage. Now here's the stealth wealth move I want you to do. Buy a home you can afford comfortably, not one that makes you house poor. Oh, and bonus points if it's in an area with good schools and stable property values. Now, speaking of hiding your wealth, nothing gives away how much money you have like your spending habits. Number 12, master the art of understated spending. Keep in mind what I'm about to tell you. Rich people who understand money don't waste it. They spend wisely on things that appreciate, not depreciate. This means investing in experiences over things, owning assets that grow in value, never buying something just to impress someone else. The stealth wealth move. Adopt the mindset of spending like someone who has nothing to prove, because the people flashing their wealth, usually the ones with the least of it. Now let's talk about your social circle, because if you want to stay stealthy, you need to move differently. Number 11, keep your financial wins to yourself. Let me ask you this. You ever notice how the loudest person in the room is rarely the smartest? That's because real wealth is quiet, broke is loud. If you constantly talk about your money moves, you're inviting unwanted attention, from nosy relatives to fake friends looking for handouts. Now here's the stealth wealth move. Keep your financial wins private. Let people think you're just doing okay. Your future self will thank you. And while we're on the topic of who you surround yourself with, let's talk about why rich people network differently. Number 10, build a high-value network without flaunting it. Want to know how stealth millionaires get richer? They surround themselves with people who actually know how to build wealth. They're not wasting time impressing broke people. They're connecting with investors, business owners, and mentors who open doors. Here's your next move. Join groups where people actually talk about money productively. Invest in clubs, mastermind groups, or business conferences. No flexing, just strategy. And if you watch our series on the stealth wealth mindset and apply what I tell you, I guarantee you'll start thinking long-term instead of instant gratification, especially when it comes to income streams. Which brings me to number 9, create passive income streams quietly. You know what's cooler than a big paycheck? Money that comes in whether you work or not. Real stealth wealth means having multiple income streams, but not bragging about them. Rental properties, dividend stocks, online businesses, things that make money in the background while you live your life. The stealth wealth strategy is this. Start with one passive income stream and scale from there. The goal? Financial freedom without the flex. And speaking of financial freedom, you need to be strategic with your investments if you want to stay ahead. Number 8, invest in assets that keep you rich. Please listen to me carefully, because I want to give you some golden advice. A luxury car isn't an asset. A designer watch isn't an asset. A beach house that sits empty half the year, not an asset. Assets make money for you. Stocks, real estate, businesses, these are things that stealth millionaires put their money into. But let's break it down even further. The wealthy don't just buy assets, they buy the right assets. So where should you put your money? Well, there are 4 fundamental assets. I absolutely love that print money while you sleep. We will discuss each one and I will explain them to you thoroughly so you can understand me clearly. First, dividend stocks. These stocks pay you regularly, whether you work or not. Smart investors reinvest their dividends to build compounding wealth over time. Cash flowing, real estate. The key here isn't just owning property, it's owning property that makes consistent money through rent, not just waiting for appreciation. Businesses, even silent ownership. Some stealth millionaires invest in small businesses without running them. They own equity in companies that generate income while someone else does the hard work. Index funds and ETFs. For those who don't want to analyze individual stocks, broad market ETFs provide steady growth over time. Think of it like a basket of high-performing companies all put into one stock. Sticking to these will definitely provide less risk when investing in the stock market. Now, what's the stealth wealth strategy? If it doesn't appreciate in value or generate income, it's probably just a fancy liability. Choose wisely and make sure every dollar you invest is working for you. Now, let's talk about taxes, because rich people play that game very differently. Number 7, optimize your taxes like the wealthy do. I'll discuss this topic briefly because I've already talked about it in previous videos, but basically it boils down to this. Stealth millionaires don't just make money, they keep it. And they do that by legally paying the least amount of taxes possible. They use strategies like maxing out tax-advantaged retirement accounts, writing off business expenses, holding investments for long-term capital gains rates. So here's the stealth wealth move. Hire a good accountant. The rich don't do their own taxes. They pay someone to help them save more. And if you really want to stay under the radar, you need to master one more thing: how you carry yourself. Number 6, don't flash your success on social media. Look, we all know that one person who posts everything: new car, 5-star dinner, hustle harder selfies next to a pile of cash. You know what that really says? Please validate me. Stealth wealth means keeping your wins offline. You don't need to post your bank balance or investment gains to prove you're doing well. In fact, the less people know, the safer and richer you'll be. Stealth wealth move. If you're making money moves, let your results speak for themselves. The real winners are too busy building wealth to post and boast about it. Anyway, I wouldn't mind making an entire video on this topic if there's any interest. Just let me know in the comments. But honestly, if you want to really stay under the radar, you've got to watch how you spend your money in public. Number 5, spend casually, not lavishly. Want to know a major red flag? People who always make a big show out of spending money. You know, the guy who accidentally lets his American Express black card flop on the table when paying for coffee. Meanwhile, stealth millionaires. They pay in cash, use normal credit cards, and never feel the need to prove their wealth. Stealth wealth move. Buy what you need, invest the rest, and don't make a scene. The wealthiest person in the room is often the one you'd least suspect. But if you really want to protect your money, you've got to master one powerful skill, and that is saying no. Number 4, learn to say no. A lot. Now, before I reveal why this actually works, please just hear me out first. You see, once people think you have money, the requests start rolling in. Loan requests, business opportunities, family members who suddenly have a $1 million idea, but need your money to make it happen. Rich people who stay rich, they know when to say no. They protect their wealth by being selective about where their money goes. Stealth wealth move. You're not an ATM. If someone's only in your life because of your wallet, they're not really in your life. Keep your circle tight and your finances tighter. And speaking of keeping things tight, let's talk about who really needs to know about your money. Number 3, keep your net worth a secret, even from family and friends. Ever notice how the moment someone finds out you're financially well off, their attitude changes? Suddenly, they expect you to cover dinners, loan them money, or help out, just because you can. This is why stealth millionaires never disclose their true net worth, especially to people who don't need to know. So, what's the stealth wealth move? Keep your numbers private. The less people know, the less they can expect, ask, or demand from you. And if you really want to level up in stealth mode, let's talk about playing dumb on purpose. Number 2, downplay your financial intelligence. Want to see a stealth millionaire in action? Watch how they never act like the smartest person in the room. They don't go around giving unsolicited investment advice or bragging about their portfolio. Why? Because they gain more by listening than by talking. Here's your stealth wealth move. Play dumb when necessary. Let people underestimate you. It's a lot easier to make power moves when no one sees them coming. And finally, the golden rule of stealth wealth. Move in silence, build in private, and let results do the talking. Number 1, move in silence. Build in private. The loudest person in the room, usually the least successful. Stealth wealth means keeping your next big move a mystery. You don't need to announce that you're buying a business, investing in stocks, or acquiring real estate. Just do it. Here's what I need you to do. Work in the shadows. Make money quietly. Let people wonder how you got rich because they'll never actually know. All right, let's be real. Stealth wealth is the ultimate flex. It's about playing the long game, stacking cash while everyone else is busy trying to look rich. So if you're ready to start winning financially without the world knowing, I've got one last question for you. What's one stealth wealth move you swear by? I plan to read every comment. In fact, if you believe stealth wealth is the ultimate flex, we've created an entire video diving deeper into this concept so you fully understand how to take it to the next level. Just click the video on the screen now, and we'll see you there.